Andre English with us. Thank you, Andre. Because honestly, guys, he has a crypto. I keep saying crypto. It's more than just crypto. Okay, guys, it's a blockchain academy. And this is a fully done academy that he's bringing over to Fortune 360, bringing it into us. It is a great value. And I'm excited because I know that this is the next thing, right? It's already happening. Like I said, if you were here in the pre-comments, you heard me say crypto's happening, right? The movement is happening. It's happening all around us. I had told Andre, I said, look, I mean, I'm sorry, but I don't understand NFTs yet. I'm trying to learn NFTs, you know, because whether I want to or not, it's going to happen. And the only question is, will it happen with me or without me, guys? And so I like the fact that crypto allows us, right? The normal people, the common people, there's no financial institution, there's no bank, there's no governing body, allows us to actually choose the investment vehicles. There's tons of projects, lots to learn about. There's better interest being paid on your crypto than there's being paid in my own 401k account. And I'll tell you more about my experience so far later. What I want to do is not waste any time. Andre is talented, he's passionate, but the main thing is he's not doing this just for himself. He wants to bring you and you and you and you and you. He wants to bring every one of you right along with us, guys, into this next wave of investment. Andre?
Awesome, Jennifer. Thank you so much. And for those of you who are new with us as well, Jen is being quite modest herself because she actually not only is our VP of marketing, but she also teaches a class here in Fortune 360, which is one of the things that actually attracted me to be able to come over to this company, and that is the funded trader zone. And so for those of you who don't know, there's something called prop trading within our industry, within our space. And what happens is when you can qualify with a prop trader, what that allows you to do is trade their money. So essentially you're almost like a professional trader, but you're able to trade a larger funded account, 50,000, 100,000, sometimes even up to 7 figures. And then you're able to keep a lion's share of those profits at the end of each month that you make for trading those accounts. So that program is an incredible program and an incredible asset. And I have done a lot of research into this industry, a lot of research into what it is that we have our hands on with this platform. And there's really no other company that actually provides that as a value. So Jennifer, thank you so much for that, because that's a way for our students to really be able to not only create some extra income for their household, but really begin to create some disposable income that they can put into investments, some what I like to call investable income, right? And that really goes hand in hand with what we have here in the Blockchain Academy, okay? So with that being said, my name is Andre English. Quick background on me. I am out of the North Texas area right now. I actually go between here, sort of in Dallas area to Orlando. I go back and forth, but currently I am out of North Texas. Prior to seeing this industry, I actually used to own a company where I lectured at colleges and universities all across the country talking about economic empowerment, primarily focused on student organizations of African, Caribbean, or African American background. And I really enjoyed that tremendously. And one day I woke up out of nowhere. I started getting incredibly ill, and the symptoms continued to get worse and worse and worse. Finally, I went to a doctor. They sent me to autoimmune specialist. The first place they sent me was to an ALS department, which scared the heck out of me, right? Because that's a very serious situation, but found out I was having some serious autoimmune challenges. And when you're on a speaking tour and you're doing a lecture business, what you find out real quick is that you're not a business owner, you're actually self-employed, right? Because there was no one in my family who could replicate the lectures that I was able to do. And so all of a sudden I went from having a high income to very, very little income. I went from lecturing at colleges and universities to literally driving Uber to put food on the table whenever I could. And so what that did for me is I was so sick, I honestly didn't really know how much longer I would have. And I began to look and I began to search for something that I could do that would protect my family, right? At the time I was married, I had just had a little girl who's now 7 or almost 7. I have a son from a previous relationship who was around 20 years old, just getting his life started. And so I was really looking for something, and it took me almost 2 to 3 years to find what it is that I found in this industry, in this platform of cryptocurrency, Forex, etc. But when I found it, I instantly knew it was what I was looking for. See, because what I realized is that what this whole thing was, this education that I got was actually a skill-based education. And see, I had been in the education space. Remember, I was lecturing at colleges and universities across the country, right? And so now I'm in this educational space, and I realized that education, for the sake of return on investment, usually isn't that good, right? The amount of money that we spend at colleges and universities, student loans, the debt that comes with that. And so, when I first looked at education, I was like, I don't know. But when I saw this platform, it was skill-based. I could take it with me wherever I went. And I realized that it was talking about a skill, which is mastering the skill of money. See, one of the things, I don't know if you guys have ever given any thought or consideration to this, but I had. And one of the things I realized was that we learn a lot of things. Like, how many of y'all have had more than one job in your life, right? And whatever job you have, right, you have to learn the techniques of that job. Is that fair enough to say? And so if you can learn something, whatever you learn gives you the ability to earn, right? In fact, the word earn is actually in the word learn. Does that make sense? So whenever I learn something, I have the ability to earn. And so what happened is every time I would go to a different job, I'd have to learn a different skill set. And then I would get a different job and I'd have to learn a different skill set. And then I'd get a different job. And then I might have a similar skill set, but I got to learn what they want me to use for their particular company. And what I realized is I was going to spend my entire life learning, but I was never learning anything about the one skill I was going to use every single day of my life. See, every single day of your life, you're going to touch money. Am I right or am I right? In some form or fashion, you touch money every day. So how come it is that we spend so much time and energy learning other skill sets when the one skill set we use every day, we never learned anything about it? And so when I saw this particular platform, the ability to learn, earn income, but more importantly, learn how to master the skills to fix my leaky financial boat and be able to pass those skills on to my wife and my children. So if something happened to me, the skill could still never be taken away from them, right? And so I realized that this was a platform that was worth my time to invest into. It was worth my time to invest my mental energy into. It was worth my time investing the ability to master a skill that was going to be able to help my family later. So fast forward 3 years, I'm happy and grateful. Believe me, my health is considerably better. We're on the up and up on that side. But I am just so happy and grateful that I was able to discover this platform. So through the course of discovering and learning how to trade Forex, right, it actually brought me into the world of cryptocurrency, which brought me into the world of blockchain technology. Now, this is our, I don't know, 3rd or 4th presentation for today. Many people have already jumped on with us. So I'm not going to do the exact same thing that we did last time. That would be kind of crazy, right? Like I just saw you do that, bro. Like, so what I want to do is I want to be able to talk to you a little bit about crypto, a little bit about blockchain, and a little bit about our academy, and hopefully bring it all together for you that'll make sense. Now, if you're a guest here today with us, don't worry, okay? The only reason that you've been invited here is so that you can get all the information so that you can see whether or not what it is that we're talking about makes sense for you and your family. If it doesn't, thank you for your time. If it does, we'll see if you qualify to work with the team. Does that make sense? But the first step is just getting the information. The second step is qualifying. Don't worry about that yet. Let's just worry about getting the information first, okay? So with that being said, let's dive right in. How many of you guys are familiar with Bitcoin? Who's heard of Bitcoin? Who's heard of Ethereum? Who's heard of these different coins, right? So what I want to do is I want to share a little bit with you guys, and I'm going to share my screen. And we're going to talk to you guys a little bit about a couple things, right? Number one, we're going to talk to you about the ecosystem of our academy, okay? what it is that we're going to be bringing to you guys through this Blockchain Academy. All right. And so the first part of what we need to understand is this center part, which is actually blockchain itself. So blockchain is actually the technology that actually is going to fuel crypto. Does that make sense? Okay. So crypto is not blockchain. Blockchain is the technology that fuels crypto. Okay. And so it's really important for us to begin to understand that particular piece, because if you understand that blockchain is technology and it's a significant advancement in technology, then you understand that crypto is not going anywhere, because society doesn't go backwards, technology only goes forward. Am I right or am I right? Right? Progression only goes forward. Am I right or am I right? Right? So if we know that this is the newest technology, as a matter of fact, it's very interesting for those of you who are old enough to have remembered the .com era and the Silicon Valley era, right? Where all of a sudden in the late 90s, when the internet first came on board, there was thousands and thousands of internet companies, and venture capitalists were these are people who fund companies, by the way. Venture capitalists were throwing money at all these different projects, and a lot of them went to zero, didn't they? They were, I mean, they were like, you know, poopydiaper.com, and people were like, here's 100 million, and you know, all this type of stuff, and it wasn't sustainable, right? And a lot of these companies went to zero. But during that time, there was a talent drain. Okay, so up until that time, most talent was in manufacturing, Walmart, distribution. That's where a lot of your intellectual prowess had gone into that area. Okay, but what happened then is when the internet happened, they went into creating websites. It went into what became Web 2.0, which is what we currently know. It went into social media. It went into the development of Amazon and all these different types of things. There was a talent drain that went into Silicon Valley. Well, in the last year and a half, because of the advent of blockchain technology, most of your talent drain is now moving from Silicon Valley actually into blockchain. So if you didn't hear a lot about crypto a year and a half ago, and all of a sudden you're seeing that crypto.com bought the Staples Center, and all of a sudden you're seeing crypto is on the ads at the Super Bowl, and all of a sudden everywhere you pop up, there's some kind of cryptocurrency conversation, it's because the talent drain has come into crypto now, which is exponentially growing the crypto space. So what we like to say now is things are moving at the speed of crypto, okay, which is incredibly fast. You could talk about something 1 month and literally a month later, it can already appear and someone's already working on it, okay? So this is an amazing space. So that's what blockchain provides for you. But one of the first things that we need to talk about is, you see this up here, you see this area up here. Oh, let's see, does it have the ability? Yeah, this ability right up here. These are cryptocurrencies. Now, the thing about it is a lot of people only think of cryptocurrency, they only think of Bitcoin. So Bitcoin is by far the most important cryptocurrency. It is the first cryptocurrency, and all roads lead back to Bitcoin. And I'm going to give you guys a little bit of education as to why that is right now. So Bitcoin is a truly decentralized currency. Bitcoin was started back in the late 2008, 2009 by Satoshi Nakamoto, and it was in a response to the worldwide banking crisis of 2008, okay? Where basically the whole world's economy almost crashed due to bankers doing things that were inappropriate that bankers shouldn't have done with other people's money, okay? And so what happened is, a response to this is there became a truly decentralized currency that was released to the cloud by a man or a group of people by the name of Satoshi Nakamoto, which is what we call Bitcoin today, okay? And Bitcoin is decentralized, meaning, right, meaning that there's different nodes of people who are going to verify transactions on this blockchain, okay? So every time there's a transaction, every 10 minutes, people from all over the world are going to verify these transactions, and then all of a sudden a block is completed on the blockchain. Once that is completed, it can never be changed or altered. So the blockchain is by far the most secure and most transparent form of technology that we've had, okay? That's why it's so important, okay? Now, what I want you to understand is that all these other coins that have emerged, Ethereum, Cardano, Ripple, Polkadot, all these other coins are essentially technology projects, okay, that are there because the company that started them has a technological solution to a problem that they see as important using blockchain technology, okay? So let's give you an example. You have someone like XRP. XRP, what they specialize in is cross-border payments, okay? So what they do is they actually allow transactions to be solidified a lot faster than currently. How many of y'all have ever bought something, you bought a PlayStation, a PS5 or whatever, right? Whatever it is that you bought, and then it looked like the transaction came out right away, but when you went back to your account, it showed pending, right? And it showed pending for a couple days, okay? Even if that transaction and the money came out of your account right away, it's still pending for a couple of days because of the centralized banking system, all right? So what happens is the banks themselves got to communicate only to banks with banks during bankers' hours in order to confirm this transaction. So even though you bought the PS5 on Tuesday, right, the transaction is not closed and finalized until Friday because of the old antiquated system that was being used. So this might not affect you as much, but it affects merchants all around the world dramatically. Does that make sense? And so what happened with XRP is they created a technology using blockchain technology that said, we can close that transaction that took you 4 days, we can close it in 40 minutes, right? So when you bought it, there was a temporary transaction. The final transaction didn't happen until Friday. Now with XRP, the final transaction is done in 40 minutes. That's an infinitely faster technology, right or right, okay? And so that technology brings value to the world, which now all of a sudden gives value to the coin XRP, to that project, okay? So the first thing we want to know is that if we're looking at a project, we want to know what kind of value does it bring? What is the problem that it's trying to solve using blockchain technology? So I'm giving y'all some nuggets today. I'm giving y'all the sauce tonight on this one. Y'all feeling this? The first thing you got to know is what is the utility of this project before I invest my money in that coin. You feel that? Okay. So the next thing we have, right, is we have to talk about one of these coins specifically, and that's called Ethereum. Okay. You had Bitcoin, which all roads lead back to Bitcoin. Again, why? It's the first. There's only 21 million that'll ever be made. Okay. Bitcoin is sound money. All right. It is a very good project, but the reason why it's so important is because no one owns Bitcoin. It's released to the cloud. So even if governments wanted to stop Bitcoin, who do they serve papers to? What office do they show up to? I hope y'all caught that. What office do they show up to? Who do they serve papers to? There's no place to stop Bitcoin, is there? Because it's released to the cloud. It's truly decentralized. All of these other projects are startup companies that you've invested in or you're looking to invest in basically through their token. But if they want to serve papers to XRP like the US government did, because they said they were operating as a security, right? They can do that. So all roads lead back to Bitcoin because Bitcoin is truly the answer as a decentralized currency. But these other currencies have popped up and they have value. So when Ethereum popped up, Ethereum was important. Does anybody know why? Well, I'm going to tell you why. Because Ethereum came out with something called smart contracts. Okay. So what does that mean? Most of us have heard of the platform Facebook, right? Now, what truly gave Facebook its value? Was it just the fact that people were on there chatting? Or was it the fact that Facebook was open source code, right? Open source code that allowed other cottage industries to pop up using the code of Facebook. So remember Mafia Wars and all the games and the whole gaming industry that popped up, and there was companies that were selling for billions of dollars because they made games that you guys played on the Facebook platform, right? You have all these other cottage industries that popped up on Facebook, making its value significantly greater than if it was just Facebook by itself, right? Because now you have all these other businesses that Facebook didn't have to fund or invent that are using their code in order to provide value to their customers. Are y'all catching this? I'm giving y'all sauce tonight, okay? Okay, so that's what happened here. This is what you're gonna get in this academy, by the way. That's what happened with Facebook. So what happened with Ethereum is they said, that's a beautiful model. And so Ethereum is the Facebook of cryptocurrency. And they created something called smart contracts, which basically meant that they opened up their code and allowed thousands, the tune of 6,000 or more other cryptocurrencies to run on their blockchain. So if all of these different companies are running on Ethereum's blockchain, what does that do to the value of Ethereum? Do you see why Ethereum is important? Ethereum is important even though it has high fees, because of how important it is to the ecosystem with these 6,000 companies or more that run on their blockchain. Are y'all catching this? Okay, so that's what happens here. So what are we going to do here in this space? Well, in our academy, we're going to teach you about all of these different coins, not everyone individually, but we're going to teach you how to identify a coin. We're going to teach you how to invest in a coin. We're going to teach you how to take your money that you have existing and put it over here and learn how to buy different investment vehicles, whether you can do $25 a week or where you can do $25,000 a week. It doesn't matter. We're going to help you begin to create a legacy by moving some of your money here. Okay. Now, once you've created some coins here and you put them into what's called your wallet or your portfolio, right? Just like you have a wallet that your cash is in and your credit card and all that, you actually have a crypto wallet which stores your crypto. We won't go into the different types of wallets, but we'll talk about that's where you store it. It makes sense. A wallet for a wallet. All right. Now, once you have it in your wallet, now we're going to talk about how we can move it to your bank. And this is decentralized finance. Now, traditionally, you would take your money and you would put it in a bank, right? And when you put it in a bank, that bank would now lend your money out to other people, pay you back a paltry 1% or less of your money, right? While they're collecting 6% or more interest on all these different loans that they're giving out. And oh, by the way, they would take your money and they would trade it in the foreign exchange market and make money off your money every single day. Okay. And so what happened is normally you would put your money in a bank or their bank. And now we're going to teach you how to build your bank. Okay. Through DeFi, your bank. So now when you put your money, your coins, your tokens that you put into your wallet, now you put them into your bank. Now you can do something called staking and you can earn interest of 8, 9, 10, 20, sometimes even 200% or more interest on your money. Does that sound more attractive than 1%? See, what happens, folks, is most of us are not financially literate. And if you understood this one little rule right here, it'll change your life. It's called the rule of 72. The rule of 72 says this: take whatever interest rate you got, 1%, that's what your bank is giving you. Divide it by 72, that's how many years it takes for your money to double. So in this case, it's going to take 72 years at 1% for your $100 to turn into $200. Now, how many of y'all think that you can save yourself the wealth with inflation going on right now the way it is, if it's going to take 72 years for your 100 to turn to 200? See, this is what's happening with your 401ks and all your other stuff. Really what's happening when your 401k is returning 6%, they didn't tell you about the fees that are associated with it, right? The fees for managing and all that stuff. So it's not returning 6% actually. So how long does it take for your money to double? Does that make sense? If you can't out earn what's going on, if it's going to take that long for your money to double, how do you out earn inflation? What do? Well, DeFi is going to help you do that because it's going to change the ratio of money. So it's going to put your investment money that you're already, by the way, the prices of the coins are still going up, right? So you're making money on the investment from when you bought into the currency because you got educated. And then you're using that and also making money in your bank. Not only is your investment increasing in value, but you're also getting interest that is paying you back, not in cash, but in the same currency that's increasing in value. Wow. I hope you guys are catching this one. I'm giving y'all the sauce. Jen, am I giving them the sauce tonight?
You are definitely giving them the sauce. You got me dividing over here.
Yes, you are. I'm sorry, I couldn't get the mute button. Yes, definitely, most definitely.
All right. So now we have this new thing right here. We have these NFTs, right? This is the new thing that everybody's excited about. NFTs, Snoop Dogg, NFT, all this stuff. Well, NFT is simple. What it stands for is a non-fungible token. And that word fungible is important. So if I have $1, how can I break down my dollar? Automatically, we know how to do it, right? 4 quarters, right? We could do 10 dimes, right? 10 dimes, we could do, 20 nickels or 100 pennies, right? So automatically there's an easy way to break this money down. You see that? That means that your money is fungible. okay? It means that your money is fungible, right? The other reason why fiat currency was popular as well, because not only is it fungible, but it's also portable. Well, actually, cryptocurrency is even more portable than fiat currency, which is even better. But fungible. So if I have a non-fungible, that means that this, whatever this entity is here, means that it cannot be easily divided or broken down. It's not a unit of measurement that we all agree on. Does that make sense? So when I have an NFT, what that simply means is I have something like a comic book that was made into an NFT. And maybe this comic book is in perfect condition, and the one right next to it, it has a little corner that's bent. And maybe because that bent corner, maybe this one is only worth $800 and this one's worth $1,000. And I have to decide whether or not that small bend is worth a $200 difference, right? It may be that I love Black Panther comics, but you love Wonder Woman comics. And so all of a sudden, the value of a Wonder Woman comic isn't the same to me as the value of a Black Panther comic. Does that make sense? And so it is a non-fungible item. Artwork, music, etc. All of this stuff becomes non-fungible. Now, all of this stuff is important because with blockchain technology, you have the non-fungible items. You also have the internet, what has now morphed into what's called Web 3.0, which is now giving us virtual reality glasses. You take all of those three together, all those four together, and it morphs us into what's called the metaverse. Okay, now these NFTs are important because they did $4 billion last month alone in January. 4 billion pixelated pictures. But what happens now is when we take these pixelated pictures, we're able to come into a metaverse. A metaverse is just an environment in which you can enter the environment virtually. And now all of a sudden, everything that is in that environment, which is connected to the internet, is all of a sudden an NFT, which is purchasable. Are you guys catching the relationship? I hope y'all are catching this, right?
I'm catching it. I'm catching it.
So what do I have there then? Uh-oh, hold on. What does that mean? It means when I come into this metaverse, the clothes that I'm wearing is an NFT. It has value. The car that I may drive is an NFT. It has value. The land that I may purchase is an NFT. It has value. All of that in here, and all of that is fueled by what? The blockchain. Y'all getting this? You understand why we called it the Blockchain Academy and not the Crypto Academy? You guys understanding what's going on now? Okay. All of that is fueled by the blockchain, and we'll talk a little bit about that. Then you have over here your gaming systems. Your gaming, all of the, you know, for guys, they all run out when they want to be on the PS5 and the gaming system. Girls too, but you know what I'm talking about, right? The Xbox of this. I can't wait for Madden to come out. I'm wasting my life playing games, right? All these different types of things. Well, now what happens is because of crypto, we actually now have games that actually pay you to play, right? They actually pay you in crypto and tokens to play. Now, one of the things about this metaverse is there's not just one metaverse, there's a multitude of metaverses. And each metaverse, in order to operate within their economy, you need a token that's attached to the blockchain. You see how it all comes together? Each metaverse might have a token that attaches to the blockchain that also allow you to do DeFi. Man, I hope y'all are catching this one. This one, you got Jen, you might want to record this one. All right, so I'm giving y'all the sauce, right? Now, the last part of what we have in our academy is we have the ability to trade cryptocurrency, okay? You see how these all come together? So now we know that the price of Bitcoin has been rising. We know that at times it's been pulling back. And what happens during this pullback? Most people panic. They sell their Bitcoin, right? They're selling, they're getting rid of it. And they usually sell for a loss because they ended up buying up here. Because when you told them about Bitcoin down here, they said, nah, bro, I don't need to learn about that. And then all of a sudden it went up here, and all of a sudden it's hitting the news. Every day they say, oh, yo, bro, tell me about that Bitcoin again. And you tell them, and they buy Bitcoin, and then it immediately falls. And they say, oh my God, man, I'm losing money. And they sell, not understanding that this is just a little pullback, right? but with the understanding here of learning the process of how to read a chart, learning the process of how to trade, I can make money as Bitcoin rises, and I can make money as Bitcoin falls, right? The great thing about it is because I learned how to read a chart, I also know the point of structure that Bitcoin is going to fall to before it more than likely is going to go the opposite direction, which means if I sold my Bitcoin high, I could transfer it to what's called a stable coin, which is basically a cryptocurrency that holds its value, and I can wait for it to go lower and I can rebuy my Bitcoin at a lower price so that I can get more Bitcoin and make more money as it goes up. And I'm able to do that because I understand how to read a chart, because I learned how to trade Bitcoin in the first place. Are y'all with me? Are y'all with me? All right. So let's stop this.
Very good. Very good. Thank you.
No problem. So now what we got here is that with this Blockchain Academy, what we're going to do is we have several days already set up for you, okay? Several days already set up. From day one of the Academy, we're going to come in on Mondays. We're going to deal with the metaverse. We're going to deal with the NFTs. We're going to deal with the crypto gaming. We're going to be able to do that for you on Mondays. On Tuesdays, we're going to get in here and we're going to get some chart analysis, and we're going to teach you how to trade cryptocurrency on Tuesdays. On Thursday, or excuse me, on Wednesdays, we're going to come in and we're going to do all things crypto. That has to do with our DeFi, that has to do with our altcoins, that has to do with our stuff. So we have all that set up. I actually have a gentleman who's going to be coming on board very soon who will also teach you how to onboard you onto wallets, MetaMask, all the stuff that is very difficult for most new people in crypto to understand. He's going to be able to walk you through that process. Now, all of the things, I love all of these things. I love these two over here, but the heart of our company is this, is the ability to trade. And what I want you to understand is that we can create a legacy. You can do many things and do some stuff that you could not possibly believe. I have had people that have just invested $25 a week, and over the course of less than a year, they've turned that into multiple 5 figures through cryptocurrency, okay? So you can make significant changes with little bits of money, little bits of purchasing. Most people say, I can't afford to get into Bitcoin. It's $60,000, it's $30,000, not understanding that Bitcoin is divisible. Bitcoin is fungible. So there's something called the Satoshis, which you can buy little pieces of a Bitcoin. So you can be involved in Bitcoin from day one, no matter how much money you have to invest in the process. But what happens is, why this part is so sexy and why I love it so much is because the only thing, and let me say this, and you want to write this down, if you're part of this academy, don't let anybody fool you. The only thing that Forex trading or any type of trading produces for you is cash. That's it. That's the only thing it produces is cash. That's why most entrepreneurs that build companies don't like traders, because they say they don't add any value. They don't do anything. All they do is produce cash. What you do with that cash and how you deploy that cash is what you're going to be learning in these other academies. Now, for you, the average person, if I can increase more cash, that means I have more money to do what? Deploy. If I have more money to deploy, if I can go and I can do $25 a week, that turns me into 5 figures in 6 or 7 months. Imagine if I had $250 a week. Imagine if I had $1,000 a week. Imagine if I had $20,000 a week, because I learned how to do this cash. How can I impact my family in the future? So what we have is we have a 3-step process that fits nicely with the overall academy that we're a part of, which is Fortune 360, and able to teach you guys how to win in this space. Who's excited to win? I'm excited to win, right? That's what I'm here for. I'm here to help everybody win. And we have some great educators outside of this academy that can enhance everything that we're learning in this most important space, so that we have the cash to do all of the tools that we need to do with all these other spaces. Does that make sense? Y'all with me? All right. That's what we're looking at. That's what we're doing with this academy. Now, I want to show you one last thing, because I wanted to show you just one more thing, if you don't mind. Y'all mind? I know I'm kind of taking my time with you guys today here, but I wanted to show you something. See, I wanted you guys to understand, this is a project called Star Atlas, okay? This is in the gaming space, but I want you to understand how it works in the crypto space. Number one, there's no longer just pixelated images. Do you see this? This is actually what your gameplay is looking like in the future. This is called Star Atlas. This is a game that's already started, that's sort of in beta, that'll be coming out very soon. It's going to be an incredibly big deal. It basically has mapped the universe, right? And basically you be able to travel the universe. The game, they basically built a universe within our universe, if you understand what I'm saying, okay? And now what happens is you can see over here, there's actually a marketplace. So when I come over to this marketplace, there are actually ships that you can buy, and there's even clothes and other things that you could buy so far. But there's ships that are done by rarity, right? And so what happens is as you mint these ships, these are all NFTs. These NFTs are tradable within the game. So I can sell this ship to somebody else. The rarity is going to depend on how it looks, maybe what kind of weapons, its utility in the game as you move forward. And so those people who get involved in these types of things early are going to be able to purchase these types of NFTs on the ground floor. When the game launches at full speed, all of these things are going to have more value to the players that are just coming in compared to the people who understood the investment opportunity early. Do y'all understand what I'm saying? Right? So this is a game right here. You might not even play games, but you might be able to say, listen, I might be able to get this legendary thing right here. And when the game releases, there's some utility to it. All of a sudden I can put this on the marketplace and I can make my money back, all right? So what I wanted you to just understand is I wanted you to see the relationship to NFT, how it's gonna be possibly used within the marketplace of an actual metaverse type project. Does everybody see that? The other thing I wanted to show you is, again, the understanding of the power of learning how to trade. Most people are going to say to you, when do I get in and out of a project? Andre, when do I buy Bitcoin? When do I don't? But when you can understand how to read these charts, when you can understand how to line up structure and how support and resistance zones, and you understand candlestick patterns and you see reversal patterns in the market, you can then make informed decisions yourself on what to do without having to ask anybody. See, the purpose of why I'm here is to empower you to empower yourself, not to feed you. Now, see, I understand that you might be coming to this lake really, really hungry. And so in order for you to even hear me, I understand I might have to give you a fish first. But my idea is not to continue to give you the fish, it's to give you a fish long enough that you can hear me so that you can learn how to fish for yourself. Do y'all understand what I'm talking about? And so if you understand how to read this chart, you never have to ask anybody when to get out. You can do it with stocks, you can do it with crypto, you can do it with Forex, you can go down and sit with your financial advisor and ask them, with my 401k, how come you didn't take my money out and cash out at the top? Why did I have $20,000 and now I have 10? What were you holding for? Because you have financial literacy. That's what this is about. See, you guys thought it was just this little Forex company. It's not a Forex company. What we're doing is we're teaching you how to educate yourself so that you can change everything for your family, so that you can get back everything they took from your ancestors. That's what this is about. This is the game changer. This is the education that you wish you had. This is what you got down on your knees for and prayed, except it didn't come in the vehicle that you thought it would come in. It came in the vehicle that you needed because you needed the education so that you could pass that education down from generation to generation. See, the thing about literacy is it's really important, because when you're illiterate, you can't read. But the moment somebody throughout history, it doesn't matter what point of history it was, the moment that somebody took the time and figured out how to read, not only did they become literate, but they broke illiteracy in their family forever, because obviously they were going to teach literacy to their children. And so if you don't want your children to go into debt, if you don't want your children to struggle, if you don't want these types of things to continue to happen, and you want to break the cycle of poverty, you can't break the cycle of poverty at a job. You can break it with literacy. And so what we're doing here in this academy is we're teaching you all things literate, so that you can begin to develop yourself, develop your family, and have a brighter future. And look, we're going to do all of that. We're going to do all of that in the academy. And right now, we're going to do it for $10. So I don't know when this might go on YouTube, it might go on whatever, but right now, our promotion says that you can get in the academy and you can begin to learn this skill set on the Forex side for just $10. And then for $20, you can add the blockchain side. You can add the blockchain zone onto your academy. $30, we're going to give you 1 month where we're going to prove to you that not only can you learn, that not only will you learn, but you can also begin to get results. Who wants results? Can I get some results in the chat? Look, who wants results, right? That's what we're going to do. And we're going to do it for $30. What I love about our concept is that we flipped the ear on education. We've completely disrupted education, because normally higher education says, you're going to come pay me. You're going to come give me $40, $50, $60, $100,000. And when you graduate at that point in time, I guarantee you nothing. I guarantee you nothing. I don't guarantee you a job. I don't guarantee you anything. In fact, right now, the statistics say, again, used to teach and lecture at colleges, right? That a college graduate today is going to have 20 jobs, 7 different career fields, and they'll never work in the field that they got their degree in for more than 3 years. But we teach our children to go spend $100 grand to get that. Where's the return on investment? Right here, what we're doing is we're saying, don't pay us the whole year up front. Pay us month to month and make us prove our value. And so some people, y'all came in on the $10 promotion last month at the end or the beginning of February. If you're one of those people, guess what? The Academy already proved its value, because within the time that you came here, they already released another Academy for you to learn from. Folks, you're in the right place at the right time with the right people who really care. The other great thing about our Academy is we're going to go to 100,000 students. We're going to go to 1 million households at some point in time, but we're not there yet. So right now, you got the vision of $1 million, a vision of 1 million student household, a vision of a Harvard in terms of the amount of students on campus, the vision of that, but you got the private school class sizes. Does that make sense? Where you can actually, you guys are getting the best of the best. You early adopters, you people who have united with the vision of Fortune 360, you're getting the best of the best because you're getting access to the educators in an intimate way, in a small environment. Do y'all understand what I'm saying? Because when there's 2,000 people, 3,000 people, 4,000 people on the Zoom, it's not going to be the same. They're going to do their best, but they can't answer questions the same way when 400 questions come at a time. But right now they can answer your questions. Woo, I hope y'all heard me. I hope y'all heard me. This is your chance. This is your shot. Are you going to swing the bat like David said? Are you going to take the shot? I hope you do. I hope you do. I hope you come and join us. Now, lastly, for those of you who also understand the value of entrepreneurship, the value of ownership, we also have the ability for you to own your own business and partner with our great company in terms of attracting students. Okay, in terms of attracting students. Now, I want you to understand something. That is an optional play. You don't have to do it. You don't have to do it. Just like if I'm walking down the street and I see money, and we talked about this last time, right? I see $200 bills sitting on the ground. I don't have to pick up both of them, do I? Now, I personally am going to pick up the $200, but I could choose to pick up the $100 and leave the $100 sitting there if I wanted to, right? Same thing here. You don't have to pick up the option to become in business with us. In fact, you have to qualify to come in business with us. And so if you don't refer students, if you just want to come and be a student and enjoy that experience, we welcome you here. Welcome home. You're welcome at this academy, right? Because you won't even have a discussion about becoming a business owner until you can refer 3 other students to the academy. At that point in time, you know, you can make a decision on whether or not it's something that you want to do. Personally, I think it's one of the best decisions that you can make, because not only can it benefit you financially, but more importantly, any time that you can serve others, the benefit to you is always exponentially greater. And so if you realize that you need financial literacy, doesn't your cousin, doesn't your uncle, doesn't your best friend, don't all of them need financial literacy too? Why would you get it for just yourself? So I understand the ability to want to share it. But if you don't and you want to come get the education, that's okay too. All right. Our compensation plan is lucrative. There's 5 different ways that you can get paid. We can go into that at another time. But what I wanted to just share with you is that that ability is available, because for me, that was something that would be important, because part of my process is I wanted to just I wanted to learn the skill set of financial literacy. Remember when I was telling you I was sick and I wasn't sure what was going on, but I also realized that I wanted to have something willable and transferable that was residually based. And so those two things were present in this one opportunity, which made me jump straight into the industry and be super excited. If you understand that a residual dollar is always more powerful than an earned dollar, no matter what point in time, actually, you know what? Let me just share. We just got 1 minute. I have one question for you guys. What do Prince, Michael Jackson, Elvis, Bob Marley, and Tupac all have in common?
And if I sample Purple Rain on YouTube, he's still going to get residuals.
You still get residuals, right? So here's the thing. What it is if I ask most of you guys all probably worked real hard last year, didn't you? Maurice, Charles, you guys worked hard last year. You put in a good effort at your company, right?
Yes, sir.
Absolutely. You gave them overtime if they asked for it. You showed up on time. When they told you you can vacation, you vacation. You didn't cheat them. I got it, right?
Yes, sir.
The question that I have for you then is, how does a dead person out earn you?
That's a good question.
See, because while they were alive, those people figured out how to unlock a different form of income. See, Michael Jackson made Thriller in 1983, 84, whatever it is. That year that he made Thriller, the head of Columbia Records or Sony Records made more money than him. But Thriller has paid Michael Jackson more money over the course of his lifetime. In fact, Little Blanket still gets $10 million a year off of Thriller, right?
Wow.
Because he did the work once and he got paid for it forever. When you partner with our academy, what we're teaching you how to do is how to create residual income. Less than 1% of the people on planet Earth ever earn residual income. If you can earn a residual dollar, you're setting yourself up for success. And what happens is when you decide to do that, once you've referred 3 people to this academy, then all of a sudden you can unlock the ability to earn residual income by joining the academy as an IFA. It costs you $15 a month. That's the cost of your business. Now, I don't know if anybody else has ever set up a business, but I ain't never run no business for $15. So I'm fired up. Does that make sense? Okay.
Facts.
So with that being said, guys, I am done with our presentation for today. I hope you guys understood what I said. I gave y'all the sauce. I gave you what's going to be learned, what's going to be taught. I gave you a whole bunch of information. This is just one class, and I ain't even teaching class yet. I'm sharing a presentation, so you can imagine what's going to be in class. So what I want you to do, what I need you to do is get back with the person who invited you. I need you to go into your back office, get registered. And when you go into your back office, get registered, click on the the blockchain zone, add that into your package for $30 for the first month. Let us prove ourselves to you. I guarantee you it'll be worth it. Any great folks. Jen, I'm passing it back to you.
Hey guys, there you have it. So I'm just going to give you a little history of our day today. Some of you I've seen on every single session. Our first event this morning, Andre was only able to give a short description of what he's bringing to Fortune 360. And that's because that was a global overview of everything that Fortune 360 brings every single day. But then we got on a little while ago and he was able to expound, right? He was able to pull that out, show us more about exactly what he's going to be delivering, right? And now we're on this session, and guys, man, he just wowed me with that because it's completely different than what we have actually done. That's 3 sessions with 3 different, very different, valuable content, which speaks to the depth of the education that this man is putting before us. He also said something else that really caught my attention, guys. He talked about getting back what your ancestors, what was taken from our ancestors, okay? So history, I don't want to bring up any controversy, anything like that, but let me tell you something. One thing that the monarchy always did from the very beginning of the monarchy is they locked out anyone else from ever having a chance of being part of royalty. Why? They made it within the family. Okay, they made it within the family, guys. And so, like it or not, that's exactly what they did. And they only passed their wealth from generation to generation within the family. Guys, I know that that's not the practice anymore, but if you think that the wealthy are still not locking you out, you're fooling yourselves. We are still being locked out. We are still not getting the seat at the table that we deserve. Crypto, this blockchain academy is that opportunity. Okay. And I know everybody on here is on Coach's team. I'm going to tell you guys, you made the right choice. I know Coach personally. You have to trust in your leadership, because I can tell you for sure that a year and a half ago, when Andre were getting up at 2:00 in the morning and training the masses because they wanted this information, we were putting in a work ethic that I believe in. Yes, I'm corporate. Yes, I can get access to his academy without having to invest in it. But guys, I believe in 100% transparency. I don't set out anything in front of anybody that I don't believe in. Here you've got my personal account. Miss Gasolina, today, $4.42. My subscription to the blockchain academy, right? Because I'm going to plant a seed, and I know this academy is worth more than just $20. Just like I know Fortune 360 is, this opportunity with the $10, Andre is giving you a free preview. Okay. You could go all week, but if you miss the opportunity to sign up for $10 and add this academy for only $30, or if you miss sharing it, that's on you guys. That's your bad, not mine, because we set it up purposely for you to succeed. So now I'm going to show you, everybody in corporate has been helping me behind the scenes, making sure everything goes off without a hitch. Here's the Blockchain Academy. Andre came in with a full academy already designed. So when I click on his academy, now that I'm a subscriber, everything. Let's expand it so we can make sure we can see everything. Okay, resources.
Yeah, and it says you click subscribe is what it's showing.
You know, that would help. That would really help. Okay. That proves I wasn't a member, right? I just signed up. Oh my God, that would really help. I should know better. Guys, look at this. First step. I'm not going to keep y'all. I just kind of want to show y'all around. There, it's taking a minute. That's my internet, guys. My grandson keeps pushing my reset button on my Wi-Fi. But we've got all your videos here. Everything that you need to know prior to joining to his sessions is going to be here. You can go ahead and take hold of this time, actually get your education out of the way, and then be joining the live sessions, right? And really capitalize it. I mentioned this earlier. I'm going to go ahead and mention it again, because like I said, you got to trust your leadership. Just like you guys have signed on and locked arms with Coach, I locked arms with Andre years ago. When he was bringing this crypto to me, I didn't know much about it. And I like to trade. I want to be hands-on. He'll tell you, I was like, I don't want to do that. I want to trade. I can make money. I could trade. Okay. He told me, he said, Jen, look, you're going to have to get on the crypto thing. And I'm like, man, Bitcoin is too expensive. Who can buy Bitcoin, right? But I certainly can trade it, and I have done so. However, the first coin he gave me was XRP. Me and my husband bought into XRP at only 11 cents. These pullbacks that crypto is experiencing, those of you who trade understand the pattern right now. We are continuing to make a lower low, okay? I checked right before this session. XRP is at 75 cents. I am still holding an asset worth 6 times what I bought in at. Am I worried about the pullbacks? No. Have I linked this up with a company that allows me to actually take a loan out on my crypto as an asset? Yes. Why? Number one, they pay me interest. Number two, they allow me to borrow against my crypto, and that is a debt in the US, which makes it tax-free. I'm going to say that again. If I sell my XRP, bought it at 11 cents, sell it now after fees about 6 times, okay, right? I'm going to be taxed on changing my crypto to US dollars. But I can keep my crypto assets for as long as I want to, continue to take loans on those assets and actually have a tax-free investment, right? Continue to grow over the years. Guys, this thing is powerful. I cannot tell you how much I believe in what we are doing. I know you guys see value, and I look forward to seeing you on these classes this week. Before we go, guys, I just feel the need to ask, is there any questions? Because last time I just ended the session, does anybody have any questions? Comments? All right, guys, you have been an awesome group. We are so happy to have you on board. We are so happy to have you sharing this experience. And I look forward to doing this with you guys. Have a great evening.
Thank you.